Early the next morning, all the big shots in Eastford were invited to the Ashford family's newly purchased manor. Even the gentry in Ravenport Province came to attend the banquet. The time of the banquet was set at 9 o'clock in the morning, but everyone came to the manor early and waited. At that moment, Victoria Ashford was driving to the Dragon Paradise neighborhood. "Ethan Cole, hurry up and come down. I'll wait for you at the entrance of the neighborhood." Victoria Ashford made a phone call to Ethan Cole. Before Ethan Cole had a chance to speak, Victoria Ashford hung up the phone. After tidying up in a simple fashion, Ethan Cole arrived at the entrance of the neighborhood. Ethan Cole saw Victoria Ashford wearing a long dress as she stood waiting in front of the car. Her distinctive elegance dazzled Ethan Cole for a moment. "Have you stared enough?" Victoria Ashford rolled her eyes and said. Ethan Cole then came back to his senses and coughed awkwardly as he said, "Miss Victoria, what brings you here?" Victoria Ashford smiled and said, "Get in the car. I'll take you shopping for clothes." "Huh? Shopping for clothes?" Ethan Cole was even more bewildered. "The clothes you wear aren't appropriate for formal occasions," Victoria Ashford replied with a smile. Ethan Cole tried to decline, but Victoria Ashford's bossiness gave Ethan Cole no way to refuse. After getting into the car, the two of them arrived at Eastford City's shopping mall. This shirt isn't that bad. Go try it on." Victoria Ashford was searching for clothes in the mall very attentively. "This one seems nice too, so go and try it on." "Eh? That one seems like it would suit you too." Eventually, Ethan Cole walked out of the fitting room while wearing a black tuxedo. As he stood in front of the mirror, Ethan Cole couldn't believe the person in front of him was him. The saying that the clothes make the man was true. "You look very handsome," Victoria Ashford quipped. Ethan Cole scratched his head with a bashful look on his face. "Wrap all these clothes up." Victoria Ashford took out her card and passed it to the sales clerk. No, I can't wear all of these clothes." Ethan Cole hurriedly shook his head and said. Victoria Ashford rolled her eyes and said, "It doesn't cost much, so just wrap them up." Ethan Cole secretly glanced at the bill and could not help but let out a gasp. All these clothes actually amounted to almost $1 million. "The world of rich people is really incomprehensible," lamented Ethan Cole bitterly. After putting on the tuxedo, Ethan Cole went back to the manor with Victoria Ashford. At this time, many guests had already come to the manor. Most of them were of distinguished status and exceptional prestige. After she returned to the manor, Victoria Ashford resumed her usual cold demeanor and her imposing aura, as if she were an entirely different person. Ethan Cole had never attended this kind of party before, so he was anxious. "Loosen up a bit," Victoria Ashford said with a smile. "You have to remember that they are the ones who coming to beg us, so consider yourself the host." Ethan Cole could not help but flinch. "Us?" The implication of this remark by Victoria Ashford made Ethan Cole somewhat giddy. At this moment, Ethan Cole suddenly caught sight of Sophie Cole and Logan Steele entering the doorway. The two were holding hands, and they seemed extremely intimate. At the same time Ethan Cole saw them, they also spotted Ethan Cole. Logan Steele immediately gave Sophie Cole a kiss on the cheek and then walked towards Ethan Cole in large strides. Ethan Cole's fists clenched and his face turned icy cold. Overwhelming rage made Ethan Cole want to kill the degenerate couple. Ethan Cole suddenly felt a hand holding his own. When he looked down, he saw Victoria Ashford's soft hand gently holding his own. "Are you still pissed off?" Victoria Ashford winked at Ethan Cole. Ethan Cole felt deep gratitude inside him. "Miss Victoria, Thank you," Ethan Cole said anxiously. Very quickly, Logan Steele and Sophie Cole had come up to them. Sophie Cole took a look at Victoria Ashford, who was beside him, and jealousy surfaced on her face. The reason was that this woman was too beautiful. Her ethereal elegance overshadowed her easily. Logan Steele was displeased too. How could such a beautiful woman be with Ethan Cole? "Ethan Cole, is such an event something you can come to?" Sophie Cole ridiculed. Ethan Cole said with a cold expression on his face, If someone like you can come, why can't I come? When Sophie Cole heard that, she said proudly, I was invited by Ashford family to come here. After saying that, she even deliberately glanced at Victoria Ashford, as if she was showing off. However, Victoria Ashford's expression was filled with amusement. Miss, I didn't expect you to show up as well. From the looks of it, your family has some influence, said Logan Steele with faux courtesy as he glanced at Victoria Ashford. Victoria Ashford said indifferently, It's just average. Logan Steele said with a smile, Our family also received an invitation from the Ashford family, so why don't we become friends? Perhaps we can do business together in the future. Victoria Ashford sized up Logan Steele and said with a sneer, Be friends? Are you fit to be friends with me? Logan Steele's expression instantly became a little nasty. Miss, you're going a bit too far, Logan Steele said with displeasure. I pretty much know all the prominent people in Eastford, but I've never seen you before. The Steele family is a powerful family in Eastford, so if you befriend me, you won't lose out on anything. Victoria Ashford said with a cold smile, The Steele family holds no importance in my mind. Logan Steele's expression turned cold. Victoria Ashford ignored Logan Steele and looked at Ethan Cole as she said, You can wait for a while by yourself. I have something to attend to. Ethan Cole hurriedly nodded and said, Okay, you can go ahead with your business. After Victoria Ashford left, Sophie Cole said, What's the point of playing hard to get? She's just a slut. Logan Steele also secretly swore in his mind, Bitch, just you wait. I'll get you to sleep with me eventually. Afterwards, Logan Steele glanced at Ethan Cole and said with a grunt, Tell that bitch that she should be careful not to fall into my hands, or else I won't let her off the hook. Ethan Cole, however, snickered in response. Logan Steele, you'd better apologize to her, or you'll be dead meat. Hearing these words, Logan Steele and Sophie Cole laughed out loud. Kid, you have the guts to threaten me? It seems that Ray Hugh didn't tame you last time, Logan Steele said with a cold sneer. It was obvious that Logan Steele didn't understand what Ethan Cole meant. Ethan Cole did not bother to explain any further. He just laughed and said, Logan Steele, I hope you won't regret it. Regret it? Like hell I'll regret it. Logan Steele cursed with rage. Ethan Cole did not speak to him anymore and turned to leave. The banquet had a lot of delicious food, almost all of which Ethan Cole had never seen before. In the past few days, Ethan Cole had eaten almost nothing but noodles. With such delicious food present, he could care less about his image. He let loose and gorged on the feast at the banquet. What a damn loser. When Sophie Cole saw Ethan Cole's behavior, the aversion in her eyes intensified. A young man suddenly came over to Logan Steele's side. This young man was no other than Elliot DuPont, the son of Eastford's richest man, Daniel DuPont. Logan Steele, you are also here? Elliot DuPont walked over and greeted Logan Steele with a smile. Logan Steele looked at Elliot DuPont and said, Mr. DuPont, you're here too. Elliot DuPont said in jest, Yes, I came here brazenly. Logan Steele laughed and said, Mr. DuPont, don't be ridiculous. Your dad is the richest man in Eastford. Elliot DuPont snickered and said, The DuPont family is nothing in front of the Ashford family. When they heard this, Sophie Cole and Logan Steele became even cockier, because the Ashford family had invited them after all. Mr. DuPont, I was told that you guys attended the Ashford family's banquet a while back. How was it? Is there any insider information that you can reveal to your buddy? Logan Steele asked coaxingly. Elliot DuPont did not hide anything and immediately said, It's not really insider information, but the person who came this time is the beloved granddaughter of Mr. William Ashford. It's a woman? Logan Steele frowned a little. Elliot DuPont nodded and said, I heard one more piece of news. Miss Ashford is planning to sponsor a young man in Eastford. A young man? Logan Steele's eyes lit up and he asked in a hurry, Who is it? Elliot DuPont shook his head as he said, I have no idea because he didn't show up at the banquet either. Sophie Cole said with some excitement. Could it be us? Encouraged by Sophie Cole's words, Logan Steele also felt that it was a possibility. In these few years, the Steele family was flourishing in Eastford, and most of the credit went to Logan Steele. In addition, Sophie Cole received an invitation from the Ashford family for some reason, so could it be because of the Steele family's prestige? Furthermore, there were only a handful of up-and-coming young people in Eastford these past few years. If it was not Elliot DuPont, then it was most likely himself. With this train of thought, Logan Steele became even more exhilarated. Maybe it's really you, Elliot DuPont joined in on the fun. When that happens, don't forget to give your buddy a hand. Elliot DuPont reached out and patted Logan Steele's shoulder. Logan Steele patted his chest and said, Don't worry, when the time comes, we will join forces and work together to achieve glory. Great! My golden opportunity has finally come. Sophie Cole covered her mouth and was excited beyond words. Sophie Cole felt increasingly fortunate for her decision. If she had stayed with that loser Ethan Cole, wouldn't her entire life be doomed? Bitch, let's see what you'll do then. Victoria Ashford's cocky demeanor replayed in Logan Steele's mind. He had even thought of how to humiliate Victoria Ashford. What's wrong? Your expression is so unpleasant, Elliot DuPont asked in an offhand manner. Logan Steele grunted coldly as he leaned over Elliot DuPont's ear and said, Just now a bitch, on account of her good looks, played hard to get with me. Oh, really? Elliot DuPont raised an eyebrow as he said in jest, Who was it? I have no idea. If it wasn't for the fact that she's from the provincial capital, I would have settled the score, Logan Steele said with a sneer. Elliot DuPont laughed and said, With the Ashford family backing you up, what's there to be afraid of about the provincial capital? Indeed, Logan Steele said with a smug smirk. The provincial city is nothing compared to the Ashford family, Logan Steele said with an aloof smile. As the two were speaking, Logan Steele's eyes suddenly stared off towards the distance. He saw Victoria Ashford standing by Ethan Cole's side while discussing something. Logan Steele stared at Victoria Ashford's back, and his eyes glinted wickedly. The woman I'm talking about is her. Logan Steele pointed in the direction of Victoria Ashford. Elliot DuPont looked over in the direction of Logan Steele's finger, but when he got a good look at Victoria Ashford's face, his expression changed abruptly. In a flash, he stood up. Are you certain that it was her? Elliot DuPont's expression was ugly, and a drop of sweat trickled down his forehead. That's right. Logan Steele didn't think anything of it and even joked, Mr. DuPont, are you also interested in her? I don't have the slightest interest in her. She's the Ashford family's oldest daughter, Victoria Ashford. If you want to get killed, you can do it yourself. Don't fucking drag me into it, Mr. DuPont rebuked with fury. The Steele family is a powerful family in Eastford, so if you befriend me, you won't lose out on anything, Victoria Ashford said with a cold smile. The Steele family holds no importance in my mind. Logan Steele's expression turned cold. Victoria Ashford ignored Logan Steele and looked at Ethan Cole as she said, You can wait for a while by yourself. I have something to attend to. Ethan Cole hurriedly nodded and said, Okay, you can go ahead with your business. After Victoria Ashford left, Sophie Cole said, What's the point of playing hard to get? She's just a slut. Logan Steele also secretly swore in his mind, Bitch, just you wait. I'll get you to sleep with me eventually. Afterwards, Logan Steele glanced at Ethan Cole and said with a grunt, Tell that bitch that she should be careful not to fall into my hands, or else I won't let her off the hook. Ethan Cole, however, snickered in response. Logan Steele, you'd better apologize to her, or you'll be dead meat. Elliot DuPont was so frightened that his face turned pale. It was unknown whether it was because of fear or anger, but his body trembled uncontrollably. Logan Steele was even more dumbfounded. His expression became nervous. Stop kidding around. How can she be Victoria Ashford? said Logan Steele stiffly as he wiped his sweat. Yeah, how could Ethan Cole know Miss Ashford? You're mistaken, aren't you? Sophie Cole said with even more confusion. Elliot DuPont gave them a cold look and said, I saw with my own eyes Eastford City's mayor pouring her wine and Ravenport Command's chief talking to her with a smile. What do you think? When he heard this, Logan Steele's expression was instantly became ashen. His hand that was holding a wine glass also trembled a little. No way, absolutely no way, said Sophie Cole with gritted teeth. Ethan Cole is a loser, so how could he know Miss Ashford? Elliot DuPont said with a snicker. I have no idea how they met each other, but I suggest you guys pray for yourselves. With that, Elliot DuPont turned and was about to leave. At this moment, Logan Steele rushed to grab Elliot DuPont's wrist. He said in a quivering voice, you have to help me, or else, otherwise, I'm dead meat. Elliot DuPont snickered coldly as he said, Help you? Why would I want to help you? Moreover, how can I be in a position to help you? It's not like you are unaware of the ways of people in Crown Ridge, right? You have to help me. We're friends. Logan Steele held onto Elliot DuPont's arm for dear life. Friends? Elliot DuPont, however, snickered coldly. Updates by, Who are you? Do I know you? Please stay away from me. Elliot DuPont shrugged off Logan Steele's arm. He did not even spare them a glance when he left. Logan Steele fell limp on the sofa with sweat dripping from his forehead. Honey, don't worry. Maybe Elliot DuPont misidentified her. Sophie Cole whispered to console him. That's bullshit. Logan Steele gritted his teeth. It's all your fault. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have offended Miss Ashford. Logan Steele slapped Sophie Cole's face. Sophie Cole covered her face and did not dare to say a word. Logan Steele breathed in deeply and forced himself to calm down. He contemplated it for a while. Then he said in a cold tone of voice, I didn't offend Miss Ashford. Later, go with me to apologize. I'm telling you, even if Miss Ashford asks you to kowtow, you're not allowed to refuse. Do you hear me? Logan Steele shouted in rage. Sophie Cole covered her face as she whispered, I got it. However, despite this, Logan Steele was still feeling uneasy. He sucked in a deep breath and proceeded to say, And Ethan Cole? Hasn't he always been head over heels in love with you? Find a way to beg him. When she heard this, Sophie Cole immediately said with reluctance, Beg that loser? Why on earth should... Go! Logan Steele slapped Sophie Cole's face again. You better do whatever I tell you to do. Otherwise, if anything happens, I won't take care of the mess. Logan Steele gritted his teeth. Nonetheless, Sophie Cole still said with defiance, What could possibly happen? I don't believe for a second that she has the ability to do anything to me. When he heard Sophie Cole's words, Logan Steele was infuriated and frustrated at the same time. How could he have fallen for such a foolish person? Let me tell you. Logan Steele forcibly held back his rage and explained, To the Ashford family, just one word is all it takes to make you, me, and even the Hayes family and Steele family vanish from this world. Sophie Cole said yes, but deep down, she did not take his words seriously. How could someone like her, who had been raised with a silver spoon, stoop so low and apologize to someone? Moreover, in Sophie Cole's perspective, even if she was an heiress, so what? Worst case scenario, there would be no business cooperation opportunities. Logan Steele was just being paranoid. If given the chance, I won't show that heiress any mercy. I'm also an heiress, Sophie Cole mused to herself. Honey, don't fret so much about it. The Ashford family probably isn't that narrow-minded, Sophie Cole said. And didn't Elliot DuPont say that the young man that the Ashford family will support might be you? Sophie Cole was still somewhat skeptical. In her point of view, Ethan Cole was a loser after all. How could a loser be with Miss Ashford? Logan Steele was silent, but he still harbored hope. Although Victoria Ashford and Ethan Cole appeared to have a good relationship, Logan Steele knew Ethan Cole very well, and he was just a loser. Even if their relationship was good, the Ashford family would have to support a capable person. They would never support a useless person. I hope so, Logan Steele murmured in a low voice and let out a sigh. He had guessed all the people he could think of in Eastford, and no one was more qualified than himself. Just then, the venue quieted down all of a sudden. Several rays of light landed on the stage. "Let's welcome Miss Victoria Ashford." Along with the host's loud cry, a young woman wearing a white dress with long hair slowly walked onto the stage. All eyes were on her the moment she appeared. Her appearance was just that breathtakingly beautiful. "How beautiful," someone murmured in a low voice. People could not help but exclaim in awe. At this moment, Victoria Ashford gave off a very different impression from the gentle Victoria Ashford who stayed by Ethan Cole's side. Even though she had a breezy smile on her face, she gave people the impression that she was aloof and that she was someone out of their reach. Everyone was stunned by Victoria Ashford's beauty. For a moment, the venue was so silent that you could even hear people breathing. She's just a betch." A snarky voice sounded all of a sudden. These words were spoken by none other than Sophie Cole. Even though her voice was not that loud, almost everyone in the venue heard her. The crowd of people all cast their eyes on Sophie Cole. "The Steele family is a powerful family in Eastford, so if you befriend me, you won't lose out on anything," Victoria Ashford said with a cold smile. "The Steele family holds no importance in my mind." Logan Steele's expression turned cold. Victoria Ashford ignored Logan Steele and looked at Ethan Cole as she said, "You can wait for a while by yourself. I have something to attend to." Ethan Cole hurriedly nodded and said, "Okay, you can go ahead with your business." After Victoria Ashford left, Sophie Cole said, "What's the point of playing hard to get? She's just a slut." Logan Steele also secretly swore in his mind, "Bitch, just you wait. I'll get you to sleep with me eventually." Afterwards, Logan Steele glanced at Ethan Cole and said with a grunt, "Tell that bitch that she should be careful not to fall into my hands, or else I won't let her off the hook." Ethan Cole, however, snickered in response. "Logan Steele, you'd better apologize to her or you'll be dead meat."